There's a William Hartnell episode which I watch merely because of the desperation in the episode and the sort of fear element to it. And it's an episode that I don't think many people really like because it's sort of like a really boring episode. But I quite like it to watch once in a while, like every 4 years or something. And it's the Aztecs. And I don't think many people actually consider this a good story. But it's not a bad story, actually. There's a lot of interesting elements. I mean, obviously there's the element of the fact that there's this door. That's the only thing stopping them from going home. Because they really want to leave, but they can't, and the only thing stopping them is a door. And it's really amazing. And that happens in other stories as well, like, for example, the Androids of Tara. They get the segment to the Key to Time at the start of the story, but then they can't get out for some reason for the rest of the story. And I think that's wonderful when they do things like that. Obviously, this episode is famous for the line, "You can't rewrite history, not one line." But that's only part of the story. There's a whole lot more to it. I mean, the Doctor gets engaged, which I am actually okay with, because he gets engaged to her and she's quite a nice woman, and the Doctor doesn't actually realise he's getting engaged, so I don't mind that at all. But when the Doctor marries River Song, I can't remember if he does or not, because the new series is so shit you only watch it once. But, I mean, we're just going to take a little second now. I'm going to say this. If River Song dies, who the hell cares? Okay, she dies. People die in Doctor Who. Well, they're supposed to. I mean, I can't remember the last death in Doctor Who. But, you know, if River Song dies, okay. If Rose Tyler dies, okay. Fair enough. She's dead. Hooray. Violence. Put violence in Doctor Who. So, if a character dies who's famous, who gives a damn? If Harriet Jones is supposed to be exterminated, show her going, wah! Show her being exterminated properly. Don't show her off the screen. She's a character. She's about to be exterminated. So let's see it. We don't want to see, you know, a table. We want to see her being exterminated. And who gives a damn if she's exterminated? She's not exactly one of the most famous characters in Doctor Who, is she? No! Oh my god, we've gone into a little rant. Anyway, I want to keep this short. So basically, my main points are, it's really horrible how there's that door, and they can't get through it, and they can't get home. So they're sort of stranded, if you like, in this place. In a dangerous place. Yes, it's dangerous, because there are people who want to kill them. And I like Ian, because Ian, you know, I don't think he wants to fight, but he's always seemed to be fighting something, so he's always sort of the warrior. He is the warrior, bang bang, he is the warrior. Yes, and so that's what Ian is, and so, you know, he's often put in roles where he's a warrior. He's always fighting and everything. So that's his role. Susan isn't in this episode much. It's basically just Barbara, the Doctor, and Ian. It's a really interesting thing, isn't it, that they can't get through that door. And that's the way to get out. And it's all sort of about trust. I mean, no one trusts anyone in this story. It's all about distrust. Whatever the opposite of trust is, they're all doing that. And it's just like, no one trusts anyone. And so, most of the story is basically about that, corruption in a way. But they're trying to get back, and they can't get back. So, basically, the thing I find interesting is that they're all trying to escape. And when they actually find the way to escape, something stops them. And that's the annoying thing. They're almost there, with much at stake, but the ground does not begin to shake. You know, but they're almost there, but then something stops them. And I think it was his name, Yacox or something, you know, the High Priest. He is killed, and Ian is blamed. So that stops them from going into the door, which is really, really frustrating, because you think, oh, they're almost there. No, they can't get through. So, I mean, what's the enemy in this story? It's a door. The door is the enemy, because they can't get through the door. So, yeah, and the other thing I find really, really quite annoying is the fact that, you know, throughout the whole of this story, the guy with the sort of thing on his mouth, the person who does the sacrifices, him, he just says, alright then, alright, just let him go. Just let him go. What? Throughout the whole of this story, you've been saying, let's kill them, let's kill them, let's kill them. She's a fake goddess, she's a fake goddess, she's a fake goddess. Let's kill them. And then at the end of the story, saying, oh yeah, just let them go, you know. I think that's really annoying. What they should have done to make it more exciting is have the person with the, run towards the door and, like, try and stop them. But he doesn't. He just goes, oh, let's do the sacrifice now. So I think that's really, really an annoying part of That's my review of the Aztecs. And I think, don't judge it, watch it. And I think tomorrow I'm going to watch The Keys of Mannerus, because that's another good story. Wonderful scene in which Barbara throws her drink on the floor and says, "Ugh, this is disgusting."